And we're live. And I am currently alone. Hopefully my um partners in crime, as soon as the lag breaks up, I always have to mute that, sorry. Um that probably made no sense out loud. Anyway, hopefully the other two will be here shortly. But in the meantime, figure I will get to work on my craft and I can talk a little bit about some of the things I've been working on. During the last time that we were supposed to have BookCraft, we didn't end up having BookCraft at that particular time. But during that time frame, you guys, anybody who was present or who watched it after, saw me cut some soap. My my winter soaps, they're still up here curing. I have actually sold some. So if you're curious, after 48 hours, I will sell soap because after 48 hours, it's not dangerous to the skin. But it's not all the way cured yet. So it doesn't have all of the water evaporated out of it. So it's not as hard yet, which just means that it could dissolve faster in water. So when I sell them within that time frame, I do recommend that people not use it until after it has finished curing. Um, but I've got the rest still up here curing, and I've been working on some new soaps. I'm super excited about. Oh, we have Lisa. Lisa's already seen these, but
Hi.
hi. Just showing everybody the new soaps I've been working on.
Oh, that's too low. Okay.
These particular ones, egg-shaped soaps, are bonfire scented and have dinosaurs inside of them. These also have dinosaurs and the dragon's blood scented. Oh, we have a Karen too. These have duckies inside of them. We have the champagne scented ones and golden oat scented. I'm smelling them on camera. Like anybody who's watching can tell what it smells like because I smelled it. I just love the smell.
Right.
I
Ah,
have my new batch of turtles, and you guys didn't get to see the turtles yet either. I'll show you in a minute what the turtles that go inside look like, but they're finishing up in here right now.
yay. Okay, that's way too much of my ceiling, but that's okay.
What?
Like I feel like it's way too much of my ceiling. But...
Oh,
Now you're shoving me. Sorry.
so for anybody watching, because Lisa and Karen have already seen these, but I have
You
these
out of... It's fine. It's fine.
dinosaurs that go inside the dino eggs. And it'll be a surprise which one anybody gets. Like, I mean, different colors and different kinds of dinosaurs. And then
Just use something. I just got 4 items sitting there. Use something.
what?
Karen's trying to figure out how to finagle her phone.
And then these teeny tiny itty bitty little duckies. They're so cute. And then the ones that you guys hadn't seen yet because they came after last time you guys were here. Where did I just set up? They're right directly in front of me. Turtles.
How cute. Those are just like the ones I just got.
That's what's inside of these ones that are still curing.
Yeah.
So, hi.
Hi. Okay.
Hi.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I'm still hearing Lisa on my phone. Is your volume all the way down? It is.
Karen, you have the mute signal up.
Yeah,
I can actually hear you talking, so I don't know why it's saying that you're muted.
because you can hear her on my phone. She's across the table from me.
That'd be why.
Yeah.
Then
Because I shot away my hand in front of my screen.
then I don't know. Okay.
Sorry.
See, it was confusing me because I did not realize that you were in the same location. I did realize it was a different background than usual for Lisa. I just thought you were sitting at a different angle or something.
No, we're trying to do our nails because we didn't do them Friday.
Um, oh boy, I'm trying to get everything situated. I started getting myself organized like more than half an hour ahead of time, and I'm still like, what am I doing? I'm back to working on painting on my boot. I say boot singular right
No.
now because I can't figure out where the other one went. But hopefully I can finish this one and then find the other one so that I can finish that because it's boot wearing season. I want my boots.
It is boot wearing season.
That's what I'm working on.
Okay.
I'll start with making this a gear with like an actual gear and not just an outline of a gear.
I don't. I think because it counted as a call, it won't let me fully mute it all the way.
I
You want me
can't
to
hear
mute
you.
myself?
I said I think because it's counting it as a call, it won't let me fully mute it all the way.
It's not causing reverberating issues,
No,
so
it's not.
As long as it's just a tiny echo.
But you're probably hearing a tiny echo because you're hearing it through both phones.
No, I'm hearing an echo of myself, which I mean it's coming in my
But
phone and coming on Lisa's.
I'm not hearing an echo for what that's worth.
neither am I. I mean, I hear it on your phone after I say it, but I'm not hearing it on my phone.
Oh, right, it's going in Lisa's phone, coming out mine. That's what it is. But
Well,
apparently not loud enough for Lisa's mic to pick up.
Nope.
nope. All good.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I can't find my blue acrylic paint.
I may have been naughty.
What'd you eat that you weren't supposed to?
Ham.
No. Lisa.
I know.
He's not supposed to have that.
I know. You try saying no to Buddy.
Oh, what did you say?
Freaking ham.
Just specifically. Good thing Thanksgiving's turkey.
Right?
All right. We want to get started on our new book?
Yes.
We've got
Which is plenty of the characters that we remember.
And was a lot of information.
A lot
Yep.
of information.
And I read it 2 weeks ago, so
Oh.
It's like 10 years of information on like 20 different characters. It was a lot.
And who's Emil? Because
France's younger brother is Mr. Bear's two
oh, okay,
nephews.
okay, all right. I'm
always
like,
forget
who
him.
is Emil?
Captain. The one that
He's a
they would call
captain
the
now, that's right.
captain because he always
Yes.
wanted to.
Yes, and he's a Commodore now. Yes.
Yeah. The Commodore, that's what they called him. Sorry. I knew it started with a
Yes.
C and it was
But
not
I
a
couldn't remember, like,
I couldn't remember who Josie was until they said her brother.
who's Josie?
It's Demi and Daisy's little sister.
They have a little sister?
They have a
Yes, last time we discussed this, I said, so I think they have a little sister, and you were like, yeah, they do. So we're just taking turns remembering this.
Wow, okay. I'll take your word for it.
like I knew it was one of their kids, but I couldn't remember if it was Amy's or Meg's. Amy just had Beth's though. I remember because Amy just had her one daughter.
Yeah.
And Joe has one son.
Two. Rob and Teddy. Rob is older than Teddy.
Yes. I keep forgetting Rob.
I don't forget about Rob. I keep forgetting that he's Joe's son, though. I keep just
Why
thinking
would
that he's one of the kids in the school.
There's too many.
we have been reading this story for a year? Can we not get the character?
No, although they did say there's 12 boys, so
Now there's a
I guess
whole
I have
entire
a baseline.
college full.
Yeah, we've got Dan, Nat, Tom, Emil and Franz, Demi, Rob and Teddy. And then there was Stuffy.
Did they mention Stuffy?
Dolly?
Hmm?
Did you mention Dolly?
No, I haven't mentioned Dolly.
Dolly. Billy. Did you mention Jack?
Nope, didn't mention Jack. That's 12. But I don't know who Dolly is, so.
Dolly and they were not brothers. Were they brothers?
No, they weren't brothers.
Dolly
They were
and-
just like two peas in a pod, though.
Oh, okay. They did a thing for the Thanksgiving special at the end of Little Men.
And we had all forgotten
The one I very much skimmed.
they existed until then.
Yeah.
Uh,
This is not.
Now I bought this stuff and it's meant for glitter, gel, and dark colored polish. So
to do wonders for our hair polish, which is both glitter and dark.
All right, so
use first or
in those 10 years, well,
I'll
it
use
starts
first.
with Joe and Meg sitting at Plumfield and just sort of reminiscing back from their
Over
childhood
everybody.
on through and all the things from the first two books, basically.
Marmee died.
But Mr. March is still alive. I feel like we had the argument that he died,
Yeah, we did.
but
Because I keep thinking he died for some reason.
he's still alive.
He's still alive.
Yeah,
So
I
we
kind
know
of
that,
laughed when I read that, like, obviously not laughing that Marmee died. I was like, not Marmee, but then I kind of laughed because I was like, Lisa keeps thinking that Mr. March died.
I don't know
And
why. I just keep thinking
He's still alive
died.
10 years
No,
later, and
John
his wife's the
died,
one who's
but-
not.
John died.
This smells different.
You took the person with no sense of smell. Something smells.
This one almost smells like watermelon.
Okay.
Okay, so one of my saddest things was that Nan they caught up with Tom as they're walking in during all of their
Yeah.
and Tom is still very much in love with Nan, but she is just like, I'm not going to pair off with you because we're not kids anymore. And who was she trying to pair him off onto? Another local girl somewhere.
Yeah, just
Not
somebody
someone
from
we knew,
nearby.
just someone being a social. Yeah.
Like, take her to dinner and pay her all attention and
And then she tried to mention Daisy, which did not go over well.
And that was still on my head.
Oh, whoops, sorry. Trying to close it on you. Or maybe cantaloupe rind was what it said. Maybe not necessarily watermelon, but cantaloupe rind.
Honeydew melon?
Maybe. Sorry. I guess I attacked easy. It's fine.
Sniff the
I'm just focused on my painting, so I keep forgetting to talk.
Um,
Which is not a thing I usually do, but
but most of the first chapter was just updating us on what characters have done in the past 10 years.
yeah.
including how Teddy has depression issues. And he likes to torment his cousin Josie. That Daisy's always at Plumfield baking. And
No, did you say Demi torments?
no, Teddy.
Oh, okay.
Teddy.
Demi his mother wants him to be a priest.
But he wants to be a journalist.
Yes.
Which apparently they consider a disreputable profession, practically, from the way they talked about it.
Basically.
I was like, that's
Um,
a good profession. What are you talking about?
but I thought it was funny because I kind of felt like Joe and Mr. Bear like switched roles on that because she was kind of like, journalism. And yet he was like all for that, leaning into other types of writing. And I was like, wasn't he the one who had problems with her writing like stories for
Yeah, but
the
he had her problems with her writing things that weren't true to herself.
Fictional stories. And he's writing the truth. You know, like what's
Ugh,
going on.
it
I
just
don't know.
felt
This
weird
was
to
the age
me
of
that
yellow
he was
journalism,
kind of
so
like cautious against it and he was all for it. I'm like, double standard.
this was the age of yellow journalism, so it's entirely plausible that her concern might be that he'll fall into the same thing with journalism that she was doing with her fictional stories,
Possibly.
writing things that aren't true to himself.
To sell papers. Yeah.
Um,
I thought
yeah.
I heard someone say. I thought I heard a game or something go off.
No, I just said that wind really quietly.
No, before that,
Oh,
it sounded like husky. Don't take them alive. I was like, what?
Karen's hearing voices.
Well, we're all hearing voices. We're talking to each other.
She's hearing voices that aren't there.
Fucking voices like that.
Oh, you didn't specify. This gear is not coming out the way that I want it to.
Aw.
I'm sorry.
So I'm a little bit sad about my niece's shoes since you're, painting yours. No, some background. She had these white pair of sneaker high tops. And we told her she had to keep them white, which did not last.
There's a thought.
Don't you tell a
Never
12-year-old
does.
why the shoes white?
And
I
yeah,
don't know why white
so
shoes
she decided
exist,
to
honestly.
color them. And she's colored them so much that the only color she can color them now is black.
You
I
never
don't
tried
know why
washing
white
the
shoes
color off?
exist. They never stay white.
She wants them black.
So,
They were half black, half purple, and now she wants them all black. I'm like, you realize once they're all black, you can't go back to color. Because she's using paint.
No, you could use a paint remover, but yeah.
what? Painting shoes? How dare she?
Yeah, but you paint it all
Yeah,
black.
but when it's all black, you can't really.
No, you can paint color on top of black.
It's hard. It doesn't
It's hard.
stay.
Yeah, it's a bad base. You have to do extra coats and stuff like that.
Well, they're not going to be the only shoes she has for the rest of her life.
I know.
And she'll learn from her mistakes.
Yeah. Gotta be able to make mistakes
I
to learn
swear
from them.
she's trying to be emo. She says she's not, but I swear she's trying. So, all right. So, trying to figure out the characters.
And she's trying to be emo or
Dan.
goth. That's the real question.
Dan is 25, and he's currently in California. Did they say working on mines?
I think so, yeah. He had been a few different places.
Yeah. France. Oh, I can't remember what they said about him.
Let's see.
Mind you, I am
Franz was a
struggling.
merchant kinsman in Hamburg. He had moved back to Germany.
Okay. I know that Jack works with his father. Tom is becoming a doctor because Nan is becoming a
holistic
doctor.
medicine doctor.
Holistic medicine. Josie
That is
is
literally his
becoming
only
an
reason for
actress.
becoming a doctor.
It
Not a
is.
good
He
reason.
hates it. He hates it. He's just doing it to be with her. And she
Not a
doesn't
good
want
reason.
him.
Nope.
Well, he figures maybe they could work in the same building together. And you can see her every day.
I understand that it's supposed to be romantic, but that's not romance, that's obsession.
That's stalking.
What do you think?
She doesn't seem to mind that much. Ooh, very nice.
I'm not loving it. I like how the
Mm.
flowers came out. I'm not loving that part.
Mm.
Anyway,
So Josie is trying to become an actress.
Bad.
Can't remember about Bess. Oh,
um,
Nat is in
Bess?
an actual concert.
Yeah, he's about to go traveling.
Yeah.
Well, so I briefly mentioned, but we haven't really mentioned much. The school is now a college,
Oh, yes.
and Mr. March is the chaplain at the college. Um,
Oh, Maury and Amy live in a building that's also on a property called the Parnassus or whatever. But it's near
Yeah.
it's near the grounds or something like that. It's like next to. And I think Teddy's grandfather lost all his money or something.
No. No, he died.
Oh, right.
Mr. Lawrence died, and his money went to the college.
Okay. That's what happened. I was like, something happened to Mr. Lawrence's money.
He died.
something happened.
He was
It might have been
old.
important. Hard to say, really.
You know, props for me for knowing that much. Okay.
What happened to his money? It went to the
Went
college.
to the college. He gave it away.
They spent a good chunk of the first chapter talking about how it was his lifelong dream.
I have a theory that the actual reason that Salvador Dali made that painting of the melting clocks was because he didn't want to try to actually make it perfectly round.
Someone can't make a perfect circle. Go figure.
I can't either.
I
I
have
think
like
the
3
trick is to draw
compasses
it
around
on
here
with pencil
somewhere,
first.
but I don't really want to try to use a compass on my shoe and end up with it like gouging it, you know?
Yeah.
You can just take a pencil and just keep drawing until you get a roughly circular shape.
Or the whole entire boot is the color of the clock. One of those will happen. Um,
This works extremely well.
It does. It does work really well.
Oh, you switched hands already. I lost my clip.
Oh no.
so they go through the review of where everybody is and then kind of zero in on Nat and Nan and on Josie and
Teddy.
Teddy. I couldn't remember if it was Rob or Teddy. I was trying to remember.
Oh, we forgot that Franz got engaged.
Oh, yes.
That is, yeah, that too. That was also a deal, a thing that happened.
He got engaged. Oh, also there was this thing about Nat. Oh, that's in the second chapter. We haven't gotten to that yet.
And yep, what was I trying to say?
I have
Meg was
no
warning
idea.
Meg was warning Joe that now that one of her boys has gotten engaged, it'll I think it was Meg that said it, that it'll be a bug that the rest of them start to catch. And everybody will want to be getting married off. And she makes comments about how it's kind of bittersweet because it's where she wants to see them, but also they don't really need her anymore.
And I know that in the second chapter, they noticed Joe notices that Nat blushes at one point when talking about Daisy, and knows that he likes Daisy.
We all know that.
But Meg apparently does not approve. does not doesn't
But-
think Meg is gonna that only the best man is good for her Daisy.
Nobody will
And
be
I'm
good enough for her.
And I'm like, and what about the man she married? Do we not remember this argument from Little Women?
Apparently
Right?
not.
It's pretty ironic for Meg to be the one going in on that.
This is 98% acetone.
I noticed.
So just keep it off important things.
It's on this thing.
I'm just saying.
I don't have a napkin. I think nearby.
I know. We set them on top of the bag for now.
Yeah, just on top of the bag.
Yeah, I was kind of on information overload come chapter 2, so I
Like
struggle
I
with
said,
a
it
little
was
bit.
2 weeks ago that I read this. I can't even remember which things were in chapter 1 and which ones were in chapter 2.
I have to apologize because, as you guys know, I listened to the audiobook, and I didn't mind the reader of the last 2 books, but they got a different reader for Joe's Boys, and it's this British elderly lady, and she just reads it so dryly that, and her words run together, so it makes it really hard to listen to.
I had a bottle of black paint here earlier. Where did it go?
It disappeared. It ran away.
Clearly. It's like, don't paint with me. Which will make it difficult to put the numbers on my clock face. Wait, I found it. Ugh. All right, so they call Lori and Amy's mansion Parnassus.
Yeah,
I did look that up. I don't know if either of you are familiar with it.
it involves Greek mythology.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't
It-
look it up. I just heard it throughout the chapter.
It's essentially where the muses were supposed to have lived. There are other things about it in Greek mythology, but that was the pertinent part that I'm pretty sure is why they call it Parnassus.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk about Greek and stuff, so I figured it had to be something to do.
And now I'm going to let somebody else talk about things because I am trying to paint Roman numerals on this tiny little clock face.
And me and Karen are taking polish off our fingers. Go ahead, Karen.
So at one point, I think Teddy's trying to leave for something, and Josie and Ted are no, Mr. March comes. Grandpa March comes, and they're talking, and
Yes, he's still alive. He comes over.
he comes over, and Teddy thinks that women should be like in the kitchen doing what they're told, obeying their husbands, which is like, does he not know his mother?
That was kind of my reaction too.
Yeah.
And Josie's all like, she gives this example of women who I have no idea, like Napoleon's Juno, I have no idea who that is. I sucked at history. And she's like all these women, and he's just like, they're fighting over how women should be. I think Mr. March is just sitting there laughing.
Probably.
And this continues for some reason. Teddy has to leave, and they're going out the door. And she's always trying to get the last word in. And as she's trying to get the last word in, she sees Emil coming up, and that's Commodore Emil just came back from his ship. He's like, "Where is everybody? You know, I expected everybody to be over at Plumfield, and you're all over here at however you pronounce that.
Parnassus. At least that's how I'm pronouncing it. I cannot swear that that's how it's pronounced in Greek, but I've been saying Parnassus.
Yes,
It's Parnassus.
Parnassus.
See, I'm just being a goofball. It's fine. Don't mind me.
And he came over to visit, and that was he's got all this stuff for everybody, listing off of all these presents that he got for everybody.
Well, don't forget that Nan and Tom left.
Yep.
And she was trying to leave by herself, but Tom decided to follow. Honestly, he's just like a golden retriever puppy.
Was she? Because
He
it
just
seemed
followed.
like this is like an ongoing thing with them, that it's just kind of expected that she'll leave by herself, but then he'll show up.
He's like 5 paces behind her always.
Always. That's why I said he's like golden retriever puppy. He's just like
Yeah,
he doesn't mind either.
it-
She's just like, okay.
yeah. It's just the part where you said she was trying to leave by herself that I was like, was she though?
Well, at least that's what she portrayed.
Yeah.
As much as she doesn't want to admit that as much as she says she doesn't want to settle down, she tolerates Tom a lot.
Yeah.
We all know that ship people. I really think that Daisy and Nat are a cute couple, and I hope high hopes for them. And I'm kind of liking the Nan and Tom, because that is cute. But
And weren't they hoping that everyone got together for Thanksgiving?
Yep. So we've got some good timing on reading this one.
Because, yeah, Thanksgiving is in 2.5 weeks.
And we were like a
just in
month
time
or
for
two
Thanksgiving.
off constantly with the last one.
Yeah.
Last time Thanksgiving was like what, a month ago. So it was
Yeah.
October. Bad time for-
Now we're like right in the right time frame.
See, it all worked out. We'll be reading the Thanksgiving chapters right before Thanksgiving.
Perfect.
Ugh. Yeah, that's basically all I have.
It was a lot of information to try to process. Not a lot of story plot, just a lot of information.
No,
Yeah.
it was a let's catch you up on everything for the past 10 years.
Yeah. It was more than my little brain could handle.
I felt like Nat all the way back at the beginning of Little Men, trying to remember who everybody was.
Who's who? How do you do this? How do you do that?
Yep.
Part of me wonders, is Teddy still really close to Dan like he was when he was a toddler?
Oh, that's a good question.
He still called him, he still referred to him as his Dan, and he's the one who gets the letters the most, keeps in touch with him the most. So he was able to tell them that Dan would be coming back soon.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, a lot of information thrown in 2 chapters.
Yep, it is.
Although I was looking through at like the chapters in this book, and the audio length is about anywhere from 15 minutes to half an hour, which is so much better than the last book where some of them were like 47 minutes.
Seriously, they
For
were?
one chapter. Yeah, there was like some that were like 47 minutes for one chapter.
I did not realize that because, you know.
Yeah. Some of them were long.
You guys had got to listen and possibly do something else, like
she doesn't listen. She reads. I'm the only one that listens. Yeah.
You got to basically read those pages.
I did listen sometimes for Little Women because I was still working with you at the time, and now I'm at home and can schedule the plans better. There, I like how the clock came out a lot better than how the year came out.
I do like that clock. It is pretty cool.
That's a good clock.
Year leaves some to be desired.
Maybe some shading? I don't know.
That's what I was trying to do. I can't seem to get it right. I've never been good at making things look metallic.
I hear you.
It's getting them a highlight while also giving them a low light at the same time. So
I
it's
was
like
trying to.
darker shading spots.
I
You have
can
like
do it. I can do it in Photoshop, but painting it is
There's a
another
different
matter.
story.
And I can't Photoshop this. I mean, I could, but not on this.
if only. I don't think that step of reality has come up yet.
Oh, it's funny. Sometimes when it's like a shorter chapter, we go through it so much slower. And when it's a longer, more detailed chapter, we're just like,
I think when it's
what
more
stuff
detailed,
happened?
we tend to talk a lot faster and try to get to the information faster. But
Yeah.
some ones like, oh, we can take our time
Focus on the
discussing on things.
details. Yeah.
Well, there's that, but I think there's also the part where there was so much information to absorb that we're just like, there was probably other stuff in there.
Probably. I don't remember it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I listened to an hour of audio, so there's got to be more in there. Huh. Um,
Um,
yeah.
oh, I've been like scrolling through where I was reading it, trying to find um all of it. 'Cause that's what it was about Bess, that she's an artist like her mom, and they're working on sculptures together when they come into Parnassus. And and Joe in true Joe form is like, girls, stop your mud pies. And
I
here
just
we
remembered, you made me remember the part where Lori came in and was talking to them, and he was picking on Beth about how she can't get the curls right like her mother's yet.
and he also he and Joe are concerned about Bess getting more time like outside of the sculpting room and not spending all of her time on that.
Get out and socialize.
So my parents always told me,
It's strange to see some, even today themes that are still in these books, like the fact that Ted has depression and his mother and older brother are know when to leave him be and when to try to pull him out of it. And then you have the antisocialness of Amy, and it's like good to see that these things, even now, them trying to work through it, like this 100-year-old book, them still working through it now
yeah,
in today's.
absolutely.
Shows you these things didn't just appear out of nowhere.
I think it's more sad that we're still trying to work through these the same way. But I think now,
I don't think that's
oh,
sad. I think that's comforting. You know, it's a human condition,
yeah,
and there are so many things that people are like, people like to be like, oh, these kids are just sucked into their phone. And one of the things that gets me, it's a weird correlation. One of the things that bothers me is people being like, and people can't even go to the bathroom without their phones anymore. And I'm like, okay, watch a show from like the 50s, 60s, and they have like, they'll talk about there being a magazine rack in the bathroom and jokes about going off to the reading room when somebody goes to the bathroom.
and don't forget they used to make like Reader's Digest for the bathroom.
Yes. Like,
And in the 80s, people used to have TVs like next to their bathtubs,
yes.
so they
Like
could
it's
watch
not like
TV
a
in the
new
tub.
phenomenon. And people talk like it's this new thing that came about with cell phones.
it's like also the thing where it's like kids today don't want to work. I saw this thing.
Uh, I agree with that, and I don't. But go ahead.
It's like kids today don't really want to work. And it's like they show this compilation of people complaining about how the next generation doesn't want to work, like the previous generation, all the way back to like 18 something. That was over 100 years of kids not wanting to do work anymore. It's like the same problems, just
And at the same time, Kara, today I watched a video where someone went home 5 hours early from their shift because they were emotionally distraught because they were misgendered. You see my point.
Okay. I do want to make sure we
that
don't get
wasn't
into
my point.
political or potentially
I-
political stuff, though.
That wasn't my point. My point was we're still complaining about the same issues constantly. And people keep acting like it's new, but again, as Caroline was saying, it's just the same thing over and over and over again for the last 100+ years.
I have a different opinion on that.
I do agree that I'll talk to you about that later.
Anyway, so they the line that I mentioned before, I glanced up and happened to see it. It's actually like 2 paragraphs from the stop your mud pies part. After she tells him about Franz being engaged, and it was Lori that said it, not Meg. Said the epidemic has broke out and now it will rage and ravage your flock. Be prepared for every sort of romance and rashness for the next 10 years, Joe. Your boys are growing up and will plunge headlong into a sea of worse scrapes than any you've had yet.
Oh,
Enjoying
and
her
then
look
the
of mingled
chapter
delight and
called
despair.
Joe's Last Scrape. You just said that, and the next chapter is called Joe's Last Scrape.
Yep.
That
Very, very
concerns me
curious
so
what that's
much.
going to be.
I don't know. I'm worried.
Don't
Very
look at me.
curious.
My favorite character died in book 1.
Yes, R.I.P. Beth.
Don't look at me.
May you rest forever in peace in a garden of your love with pianos. Okay.
They had to kill off the sweet kind character.
The shy, sweet, kind character who loved to play the piano.
I'm still here.
Still in my heart forever.
Made Joe grow up quite a bit. Oh, I almost did the
Let me see.
thumb again. I almost did the thumb
Don't do the
first.
thumb first. You've been over this.
And then, after Lori teasing her about the hair, and Bess is like, you can't see beauty in anything but music. And he's like, well, I see beauty in you, dear. And if you are not art, what is?
Oh.
Trying to see if there was anything else in here. We still have 15 minutes left.
I know.
My goodness, still that much time left? Jeez. Yeah.
More reminiscing about the past.
Yes. Reminiscent of the whole series so far as a whole.
And then they're looking at the little shrine to Marmee that they have on the wall. And
Yeah.
And then so beautifully lifelike was it, the painting, that it seemed to smile down upon her daughters, saying cheerfully, be happy, I am with you still. The three sisters stood a moment looking up at the beloved picture with eyes full of tender reverence and a longing that never left them, for this noble mother had been so much to them that one could never fill her place. Only 2 years since she had gone away to live and love anew, leaving such a sweet memory behind her that it was both an inspiration and a comforter to all the household. They felt that as they drew closer to one another. They felt this as they drew closer to one another, and Laurie put it into words as he said earnestly, I can ask nothing better for my child than that she may be a woman like our mother. Please God, she shall be, if I can do it, for I owe the best I have to this dear saint. And then a fresh voice began to sing Ave Maria in the music room, and Bess unconsciously echoed her father's prayer for her as she dutifully obeyed his wishes. The sound of the air Marmee used to sing led the listeners back into the world again from that momentary reaching after the loved and lost. And they sat down together near the open windows, enjoying the music, while Laurie brought them tea, making the little service pleasant by the tender care he gave to it.
That's not food. Don't eat that. I don't think she understood me.
That's fine. She'll figure it out.
If you're that hungry, knock over the food there.
That'd
I
be
like
one.
I like that Joe's like when yeah, Professor Bear comes in and she's like, I'm so delighted about a meal. And if you approve about Franz also. Like she's like, as long as you approve, because he knows the people back in Germany. Franz went back to where they were from.
Right.
Yeah, because they were just they were kids when they, I think, at least when they left Germany. Because there were 8 in Little Women. Franz was 8, so Emil was probably 6 or 7. I'm just going off the fact that he's 28, which would have made him. Oh no, he would have been like 13.
Franz is 26.
Oh, 26. Okay, then would have been like he
Yeah,
would have
he
been
was
11.
16. He was 16 in the last one. So yeah, in Little Women when they met.
It would have been about 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And that'd make Emil 8 or 9 or 10.
Something like that, yeah. I don't know. I can't really keep in my brain the distance between Little Women and Little Men.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out Joe's age at this point. Hold on. We've had 15 years since she was 18. No, because she was probably 20 by the end of Good Wives.
Good one. Oh, yeah. That was the second half of Little
The second
Women.
half of Little Women that we thought was Little.
Yeah, when you guys freaked me out for a minute.
Yeah, I was like, did we forget a book?
Hey, my book didn't have those chapters. Mind you.
Yeah, because yours was just Little Women. Apparently, my rendition of Little Women that had 2 parts was 2 books.
I'm writing a book on my shoe.
There you go.
Well, at least I'm trying to make it look like it's written. The pages were too bright. It's like a big splotch of white in the middle, and I already added some light brown to try to shade and age them a little bit and everything. And it's still just too bright. So it needed words. There we go. That's better.
Oh, I like that.
All right. I think this boot is done.
Mhm.
My dog has been wandering around the kitchen blind for the last hour.
He's fine.
And I just realized that's where he was.
Really?
Now, all I need to do is figure out what happened to the other boot so I can finish painting that one.
Right?
I thought he was on the couch. I didn't realize he was wandering in the kitchen.
No, he's wandering in the kitchen.
Just you don't
Anyhow.
have to pay attention to my dog.
He's getting his exercise. Don't mind.
Yeah, daily exercise of trying to find the water dish. I have to make fun of my dog, otherwise it's just too sad. Okay,
He's old.
he's old. His 18th birthday is next week.
Well, what do you say? Do we want to sign off early?
I mean, we've been thoroughly through the chapters. There's just a lot of information.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about possibly what's next week? I mean, do we want to speculate what Joe's last scrape is?
No.
Not checking ahead. Our next session will be the week of Thanksgiving. It'll be 2 days before Thanksgiving.
Just in time for Thanksgiving in the story.
Yep.
So
Ooh, clearly, I am sleepy.
I think my husband has forgotten that we can hear him.
It's fine. Yeah. All right. So 2 weeks from now, we'll be reading the Thanksgiving chapters just in time for Thanksgiving.
Yep, chapters 3 and 4 next time. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Everybody say bye.
Bye.
And then maybe I'll manage to